nearly half of Americans are skipping summer vacation due to flight costs. This is a Newsweek story. Nearly half Americans are interested in taking a summer vacation are not doing so due to rising air travel costs, with 44% citing expensive flights as the reason, according to a Newsweek poll by Redfield and Wilson Strategies. The consumer price index for airline tickets has increased by 25% over the past year, with an 18.6% jump in April alone. What? Rising fuel prices and operational costs, coupled with a supply-demand imbalance, are driving up airfares. Jesse Newgerton, CEO of Dollar Fight Club, stated fuel is one of the largest expenses for airlines, and as global oil prices have risen, these costs have been passed on to travelers. The poll shows that 50% of Republican voters and 43% of Democratic voters are avoiding air travel this summer due to high costs. Cost of living increases are impacting travel plans, and 54% of those not vacationing citing high living costs. What does it have to do with Republicans? So 54% of Republican voters are skipping summer travel, and only 43%. Does that mean Democrats are richer than Republicans, or does that mean Democrats are more irresponsible with their money than Republicans? Tom, what do you think?
Well, it's if you go down the split, Democrats are more willing to use consumer credit. There's multiple reports on this, and there's some socio-demographic things in here, but there's three things that work here. Thing number one, we got 1.1 trillion in credit card debt, so people don't have the extra space on the credit cards. Number two, we've been talking about it, and people have been out there. There are the deniers. We're at a 25 to 30% cumulative inflation effect going back 3 years. That has made everything more expensive at home. So that point number three, when fuel is expensive and it's more expensive to fly this year than it would normally be, I don't have the credit card space, and my overall cost of living has kind of crushed me. So there's a cumulative effect here that people can't fly. And they ran the survey and they found out, I mean, if you look at it, 43, 54, that's not so far apart. It's basically half of America is saying, I can't do it. And this is sad. This is Bidenomics. This is all coming home to roost here. And now we're seeing, what is it happening? It's happening with people that can't afford to buy a house. And now it's people that can't afford to even take a vacation this summer.
Adam.
Well, there's a couple different stories here, and
people are
not to
feeling
pivot,
stuck
but there's
in
another
their
story on
jobs.
page
Bosses
25
are
where two-thirds
to worry.
of middle Americans say they're
story all
falling
about?
behind due to the cost of living. So on the surface, it's like, oh my God, 2/3 of Americans can't afford to pay their bills. They're living paycheck to paycheck. But if you unravel that a little bit, that 2/3 number of Americans hasn't deviated in decades, meaning the top Americans, the top 10% are going to be fine. They're making $250,000, $500,000. Some of those people are still somehow living paycheck to paycheck, cost of living, but they're okay. The bottom 20%, I mean, the welfare state, they're not going anywhere on vacation. Maybe they're going to the beach if they're lucky, or their local lake. But the mass proportionality of Americans, 2/3 of them, live paycheck to paycheck. This was true under Bush. This was when he gave the stimulus checks during 2008. This was true during Obama. This was true during Trump. It's true during Biden. It's also unfortunately going to be true when Trump retakes the White House, most likely. What's my point? These are the moves that you're going to have to make if you're an American that you actually want to get ahead. Maybe you don't go on that vacation this summer. Maybe instead of going to Europe or going to Paris or going to London or going to Ibiza, you stay in America, bro. Okay? Go to Detroit. See what's going on there. Go to the hills in Michigan. Go to the Great Lakes. Check out California. So rather than your $5,000 vacation, maybe it's only $2,500. Maybe that $2,500 extra bucks, you pay off your credit card. Maybe you put that into a Roth IRA. Little moves like this will get you ahead. One little point, the flight that they talk about here, where they said 44% of Americans are citing flights as being too expensive. Dude, that's the tip of the iceberg. A flight might be $200, $500, $1,000. What do you think the hotel costs? Okay, so when you go and travel, the hotel's probably going to be triple the price collectively. So if your flight's $500, your hotel costs will probably be $2,000. So these little things here, are little moves you can make, are things to get ahead. Then you have this story about a wedding costs $30,000. People are saying, you know what? Forget a $30,000 wedding. Let me try to do a $3,000 wedding. So in the short term, it might suck, but in the long term, when you're debt free, when you save money, and you actually have now 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand to travel, you'll thank yourself a few years later.
Well, Adam, when you're saying
Vinny,
this is,
I think I learned a lot though. Before I come to you, Vinny, I think I learned a lot that, why Adam's having a hard time with marriage, because
it's expensive.
If I read it correctly, what Adam just said is, babe, if we get married, I'm going to take you on our honeymoon to Detroit and we're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
And our wedding will be a $3,000 shotgun wedding.
Yes.
At a local church synagogue here in what do you call it? Israel. I'm sorry, Boca Raton. And we're going to get married here. But think about it. All that money we're going to be able to save to use to be at the elite Uber, riding
Uber
and all this stuff in black. And
yeah,
I mean, maybe that's the dream he's selling. Can you imagine he's talking dirty to his girl? Babe, if you marry a guy like me, I'm going to take you to Detroit. No way.
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with Detroit Rock City, PBD.
I said anything. I'm just saying that's how you're selling the dream. Vinny, go ahead. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, and Adam, I get it when you said, this isn't, this is under this president or that president, but if you think about it, this is not only a Republican conservative problem now. You even said Democrats are complaining. Let's point right out at the problem. This is that Bidenomics. This is that the economy's good. They keep BSing like they do every single day. All the price of everything is up. Groceries, everything, gas prices, every crime, every number, every metric of every single problem that we have is all going up. And I want people to point at it. These are just horrible policies. This is a horrible, horrible president. And I think if it was Trump, you actually think that if Trump was in, this would be this out of control? I think not. I think it'd be the other way. What did the CEO of that cereal company say a couple months ago? He's like, hey, we know everybody's poor right now. Have a box of cereal for dinner.
For breakfast and for dinner.
Hey, cereal, guys, to hell with, candlelight dinner, steak. Bring her to the house. Have some fruit roll. You know what I mean? Have some fruity pebbles. You can go, no. Let's just.
Protein is overrated.
Yeah, but Tommy, you know what I'm saying? It's all the prices are up. Everybody's complaining. Nobody's happy. And it's because we have an administration. Like I'm not saying Biden anymore. I'm done saying that. We've all known forever it's not him making the decision. It's this administration. They know what they're doing. They're trying to ruin the freaking country. And I call it for what it is. It's the policies. It's not everybody's pissed off at this one thing. And it's nonstop.
Well, PBD. I mean, it wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't try to at least push back, even though it's via Zoom, but I feel maybe a little bit more empowered that you're not next to me. I don't feel as intimidated. But, I guess my question would be, how do you grapple with the story that you tell about make sure the young wolf in you takes care of the old wolf in you? So what do I mean? You've been pretty open about when you first married Jen, you weren't buying her a lot of luxury things. You bought her a Kate Spade purse for $500. Now you're buying her,
Kate Spade was too much. Coach, $300. I like Coach.
Okay. But now she can buy whatever she wants. So what's the story there?
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all,
you actually save more and pay attention to the finances short term. Long term, you could do whatever the hell you want.
No,
because I did that. Now I'm not going to take my girl to Detroit. I'll take her to Paris. So,
well, I mean, listen, to be fair, while you're going through this stuff as well, I was doing some research. And I pulled up if we can show this, Rob, it's very important. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm looking at. Can you guys see what I'm looking at or no?
No.
Are you on the website or no? Where it shows, let me see if it's allowing me to share right there. There we go.
Okay, look. I see it now, yeah.
Okay, look at this. 5 Michigan honeymoon destinations that won't disappoint you. 5 best things to do in Detroit for your honeymoon, 10 best Detroit honeymoon hotels. I mean, look, so maybe you were up to something that we weren't thinking about. But I'll tell you this, last night, if you were here, I got Jen probably the wildest gift she's ever gotten outside of the house and all this other stuff that we've done. She got a really nice gift last night. And when we were getting married, my wife, till today, this is what most people don't know. I bought a $3,000 ring for my wife. Literally, it's, to be exact, $3,300. Okay. And that's not because I didn't have money, but I bought a $3,300 ring for my wife. And I said, at our 10-year anniversary, I'll buy you a $50,000 ring, something really nice. And she said, I don't want it. I'd much rather go to Monaco. Let's go and stay there for a week, first class, all this stuff. No problem. We went and we did that. And then I said, if she says, babe, I really want a nice purse one day. No problem. One day after 3 kids, maybe. But I'm Mr. Coach. And we had a Coach. I don't know how many Coach purses I bought. They were the best. $300 Coach. They knew me. I was like a first, what do you call it? One of these customers that are B-backs. I'm like, nobody buys more Coach purses than this guy. Huh? What you call it?
A returning customer. They know
I was a mad returning customer. I would go back.
Coach of the year.
Club.
But when we had Senna, our third, and our first daughter, I bought her a Chanel purse, and I went to the hospital and I gave it to her, and she was grateful for it. And then our 15-year anniversary just happened June 26th, and she got a nice watch, a nice Patek watch yesterday that I gave to her at dinner, and she's been wanting this watch for a while. Shout out to Roman for helping make this work with his guy Adrian, that they had to go to some weird places to get this watch, but she was very happy. No, I think that's how you lead your family. So Adam, I am way more on your end of being cost effective with the money now because life is so expensive. And I know that part is we're being comical and I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
But trust me, I'm part of that community of saving that money. You know where Jen and I went on our honeymoon?
Detroit?
We drove 2 hours and we went to Santa Barbara. We stayed at Bacara Hotel. No flight, no nothing. We went, we came back. It was 2 nights. That was it. I'm like, babe, I can't afford to be gone for too long. I'm running a company. She understood. She's like, yeah, I totally get it. So there's a movie coming out this summer everybody's looking forward to. It's the Ronald Reagan movie, played by Dennis Quaid. That movie comes out August 30th. But how would you like to do a private screening of the movie on August 2nd, 4 weeks before the movie comes out, and after you watch the movie, right afterwards, 30 minutes later, Dennis Quaid comes out and does a live podcast, and you're sitting there watching him, the podcast, right next to me. We'll have a conversation with him. Big Hollywood name actor, all these movies he's been in. It's going to be a very unique experience. So if you want to be a part of it, all you got to do is go to 5990live.com. There's 3 tiers of tickets. General tickets, $100. Premier, $250. VIP, $500. The VIP people will not only be able to take a picture with Dennis afterwards, but you'll also go to the cigar lounge afterwards with me. I'll be there. A couple of our friends will be there. So if you want to be a part of it, click on the link above below or go to 5990 Live, get registered. We'll see you there on August 2nd, 5 p.m. in Fort Lauderdale.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.